Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 232, Frailty. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
I kind of almost wish I could have done the intro for this one myself.
Why?
Because I would have said, welcome to Viewmasters, episode 232, Frailty and Cats.
You didn't watch Cats.
I didn't.
That's probably for the best. To be completely honest. You would have despised it.
You know, I have actually seen the live show.
What? Why?
I was in the 4th grade.
Okay.
And they came through town to the Victoria Theater here, and
nice.
My parents wanted to go, so we all went.
All right.
And it was the first time I ever saw my dad cry.
Wow.
He cried during Feelings.
I don't remember if they sang that song in the movie.
Really?
They did Memories.
Oh, I'm sorry, Memories. That's
okay.
It. Yeah, no, okay. My mistake.
I was gonna say, I think Feelings is not from Cats.
No, Memories is what I meant.
Well, I will be completely honest. I almost cried during Memories.
You tried to say you're stronger than my dad?
Yes, I could beat your dad up.
That's fair.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, man. Do you want to talk about Cats or do you want to talk about Frailty first?
Oh, both?
Okay. At the same time?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I clearly have nothing to add to the Cats discussion. I couldn't even remember the most famous song from it.
Feelings.
Shut up.
No, it was terrible. But Jennifer Hudson, who sings Memories, I forget the name of her character, even though basically every song that every cat sings is them just saying their name over and over again and telling you about them. But I do not remember her name. But she is an excellent singer, and she absolutely destroyed that song, and it got me. And I may have just been tired after an hour and 40 minutes of dealing with the rest of that movie. But yeah, she got me.
Well, that's a testament to her power.
It really is. She is excellent.
I remember a while back, I recall Paul F. Tompkins mentioning something about him, like, recording a commentary track for Cats.
What?
And I never heard anything about it since, but I would absolutely watch Cats if I could find that commentary track.
Oh, I would too. I would watch it again to watch it with that commentary track. That is literally the only scenario in which I would watch that movie again. And the only reason that I watched it is that How Did This Get Made is doing. They did like a live, or they're doing one tomorrow.
Okay.
A live stream. I think I'm not sure if it's for charity or not. Mm-hmm. But so we wanted to watch the movie before
sure
watching that. So that's how that happens.
You know, I have maybe only seen beforehand one movie that How Did This Get Made has done.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you know, like other than the ones that, you know, they've done that I had seen, you know,
right.
Anyway.
Right.
But, like,
You've only gone out of your way once to watch one
yeah,
before the show.
yeah, and I listen to every episode, so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm still highly entertained by all of it, but yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like, it just never occurs to me, like, oh, I should watch this before listening to that episode.
Yeah, we don't usually do that. We did it for so we went to a live show. I think it was towards the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
They did a Fateful Findings, which I believe you have watched as well.
I have indeed.
and like we talked about not watching the movie beforehand, but I was really glad that we did, because we got a lot more out of it, having seen the movie and having seen it recently. So we've done it a couple of times. The other most recent time that we've done it was for the movie The Peanut Butter Solution.
Okay.
Which is like a Canadian,
just
weird fucking movie.
I swear I had seen that as a kid somewhere.
That, I think, is what everyone says, is they saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
No, I was just say I believe it's on Amazon Prime is where we watched it. So
yeah,
and they did that, and I had never seen it, but Jenny had seen it when she was a kid. And yeah, it's just really, really fucking weird. But I was glad I'd watched it before the show.
The one that I watched was Velocipaster.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which I think the only reason I went out of my way for it was because I had seen it pop up on Prime, because, my terrible taste will often recommend shit like that to me.
Obviously.
And so, yeah, I just decided, okay, I'll watch this before the show comes out. And then I watched it, and I was like, how are they going to do an episode about this? Because it is entirely self-aware.
Right.
But it was still a pretty interesting show.
Yeah, and I think they talked about the fact that it was self-aware, which made it a little bit harder.
Yeah,
as well. Oh yeah. So if you want to listen to a better podcast about movies,
absolutely.
How Did This Get Made is the podcast for you. But don't watch Cats. That's awful. It was less than 2 hours at least. That was the saving grace. Yeah,
I don't. I think that Paul F. Tompkins commentary is pretty much the only thing that could get me to do it. I think otherwise, I'm good without ever saying that.
I mean, you're not a musical theater guy.
Absolutely not.
So that's one strike for sure.
Yeah. And it looks creepy as shit.
It is creepy as shit. There's a reason it looks that way. It fucking is.
Oh, Frailty.
Oh, Frailty. Which I keep wanting to say, the song on Saint Anger, Frantic?
Yes.
I keep wanting to say Frantic instead of Frailty. Or say Frailty like Frantic in that song.
Alrighty.
I don't know. I'm broken.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. From one broken man to another.
Yeah. Aw, that's nice. We have each other's backs.
Yeah, we do.
2001, A Space Odyssey movie.
Uh-huh.
Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey. Directed by Bill Paxton.
His directorial debut.
That's awesome.
And maybe only?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he directed any other movies.
I didn't bother to look to see if he did anything else. I mean, he's obviously done other things.
Right, Twister, etc.
Yeah.
Mainly Twister.
That season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Right. Was Powers Booth, I believe, also in that season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
He may have been.
I know he's in the first Avengers movie.
Yes.
As a member of the World Security Council.
Yes.
And then I know he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point. He may have been playing a different character. I don't remember.
I don't think he was. I think he played the same character. He just actually had a name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he has 2 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actors.
Yep.
Most notably in this movie. One of these days McConaughey will go on there.
Or he'll just be in a Marvel movie at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Everyone will at some point.
Yeah. He's got a... He'll play a villain, I think.
I could definitely see that.
I think he's too old to be a hero.
Yeah.
And I think he may feel like he needs to redeem himself after the Dark Tower.
Yeah. But why? What do you mean? That was a great movie.
Okay.
I don't know. I never saw it.
It's not great.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what the box office reflected.
Yeah. I saw that movie in Florida with my friend.
Oh wow.
At the theater.
Not worth the trip.
No. It's a good thing I went for other reasons. And not just to see the Dark Tower.
Right. God, can you imagine? like if you and your friend are Dark Tower super fans.
I used to kind of be.
Yeah.
I had, I was really into at least the first 4 books before, I just stopped reading in general.
Sure. I've never read a Stephen King book.
What?
I know.
Wow.
I am not a very good non-comic book reader.
Yeah, well, I can mostly say the same, but I did used to read a lot in junior high and high school. Just anything. Comics and otherwise, but past high school, I pretty much only read comics at this point.
Yeah,
and even that is a rarity.
I just I enjoy books, prose books when I read them. Mm-hmm. It's just like they have to really grab me, right. And they have to not be super long. Which I'm pretty sure the Dark Tower books are super long.
Some of them are, yeah. The very first one is pretty short.
Okay.
And it was originally written as individual chapters published in by themselves, basically.
Gotcha.
So it's serialized, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty easy read. I mean, there are paintings.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'm in. All the good editions of the Dark Tower series have paintings. So. Nice. But yeah, from book 4 on, that's when they become 600 plus pages. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I typical have to be, Stephen King fashion.
I have to be really invested in a thing already at that point. Right. The later Harry Potter books by Notorious Turf, J.K. Rowling, are pretty long compared to their earlier ones. But at that point, I was already into the world and the characters, so I was able to get through it. But yeah, if it's, I don't know, my attention span is terrible.
Yeah, mine too. I wonder if that's a thing though. Like I have an issue with Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah,
where after the success of Batman Begins, all of his movies then became incredibly long and incredibly bloated.
Right.
And it makes me think with someone like J.K. Rowling who got that taste of success, and so all of a sudden she was like, well, now I just have to put all of my thoughts down on paper.
Right.
Fuck editors.
Right. And she's an okay writer to begin with, so
right. I've never read a Harry Potter book. I've only seen one of the movies.
You're probably fine. Which movie have you seen?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah. My ex and I watched it when it first came out on DVD.
Gotcha. Yeah. The third one is I think objectively the best movie. It's the one that Alfonso Cuarón directed, and it's really good.
That is the only one I ever had an interest in actually seeing, just because of him and Gary Oldman being in it.
Yeah.
But I never did get around to seeing it.
Yeah.
I still feel I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Yeah. At this point.
I'll just watch Daniel Radcliffe ruin his career with movies like Guns Akimbo.
Did that ruin his career?
Probably not.
Yeah, I appreciate that Daniel Radcliffe has taken the success of Harry Potter, or the profile that gave him, and is doing, like, he's just trying stuff. He seems like he's just having a good time.
Yeah.
Like Swiss Army Man.
That was amazing.
That's an incredible movie.
So weird, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Anyway, Frailty.
What I had presumed to be a horror movie for almost 20 some years. And it turns out that it's really not.
Not really. Yeah. Not as you would expect it to be.
There's some horrific things that happen in it, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't classify it as horror. In fact, I would say this is a superhero movie that is also with the underlying themes about just how to raise children's right.
Yeah, I mean, at its heart, it's just a nice story about a father and sons.
Yeah,
just bonding and getting to know each other and developing common interests.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just nice.
I wish that my dad and I had the connection like Bill Paxton and his two sons have in this movie.
Oh boy, I do know that father-son stuff gets you. So yep. I can't imagine how you felt watching this movie, because it's chock full of it.
It's true.
No, this movie is fucked.
Yeah. I'm also gonna just go ahead and say right now, it's not great.
Yeah, it's not great. You're right.
Which, I mean, so yeah, I never saw this when it came out. I'm not entirely sure why. I kind of know why. I used to have just not a great opinion of Bill Paxton.
Okay.
I've just never thought he was, all that great of an actor, and just was always curious how he got work.
Hey, I kind of agree with you there.
But, he does in certain movies have a charm.
Yeah.
I think he's great in True Lies, for his small role in that.
Right.
And he's fine in, Twister.
I love Twister, but yeah, he is the epitome of fine in that movie.
Yeah. So, I think it was just that, and then when I saw that he had directed it, just sort of made me double down on the, reaction to Bill Paxton.
Sure.
But, I mean, ever since it's come out, all I ever see or read is positive reviews of this movie. And, I don't know if it's just the people who are talking about it just have a warped nostalgia for it. But, I felt it's from 2001, 2002, but it definitely feels like a product of mid to late 90s.
Definitely.
Seven worship.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that.
It's desperately trying to set itself up as a Seven type movie, full of twists and turn and darkness and rain. And when it gets to one of its many endings. Because it feels like it should end like about 4 or 5 different times.
Agreed.
And there's also about 5 or 6 different twists to those endings.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them work.
Yeah. I want to come back to the twists, but keep saying what you're saying.
That was pretty much it. The only other thing I really have to say about it is that, if you're watching this on Amazon Prime like I did, having never seen the movie before, Amazon has a feature where if you press pause, it'll show you the cast list and the characters that they play. And doing that during a movie like this will ruin the twist.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to come back to, actually.
Okay, all right.
So I had seen this. It's been a few years. It's been a while, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I remembered that there was some sort of twist. I couldn't remember what it was. But then, probably about, 15 minutes in, I paused it to get like a snack. Mm-hmm. And just got completely spoiled. Like, oh, right, that's what it was. But and I got spoiled at that point for multiple twists. Actually, one of them, the biggest twist probably was one of them, obviously, because McConaughey was on screen.
Sure,
but it was also at the point where Powers Booth's character had called the sheriff's department in the town or where he's from. So, the receptionist was on the screen and her name was shown. So I was like, oh, I wonder, okay. Interesting. Does everyone in this town have the same last name? Is that the twist? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
But yeah, the big twist just lands with a thud.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens, and it's just there's nothing I feel like that foreshadowed it. It just, it's out of nowhere, and it almost breezes by to the point that if you weren't paying attention, you would have just completely missed it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have, we've both already discussed in this episode our poor attention spans.
Right.
And, and also, I kind of found this movie a little boring.
I can see that, yeah. It's pretty slow.
To answer the question, I did not fall asleep during this movie.
Congratulations.
But I paused it a lot.
Yeah. I did other things, I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
I was watching it and listening to it. I could just listen to it and follow it extremely well.
Yeah, a lot of it is narrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, I looked at my phone quite a bit, and I was texting with a friend. So yeah, if I had, been looking at my phone during that revelation, I totally would have missed it.
Yeah, it would have been real easy to miss.
Yeah. It's just unnecessarily confusing, I guess.
Yeah, there's no reason that spoilers, had to use his brother's name.
Right.
It doesn't, I guess there is, because at the end, he, the only reason that he gets away with anything is that he has introduced himself with his brother's name, and his brother is now dead. But
I still feel like he could still have pulled that off without having to go through all of those shenanigans.
Yeah, he probably could have.
Because really, Powers Booth is the only person that he interacts with. And, additional twist. Apparently, he does have, angelic powers.
The gift of the second sight?
Sure.
Like Buddy Velastro, the cake boss?
Yeah.
Speaking of Paul F. Tompkins.
But it's not just second sight, though, because, he doesn't show up on video.
That's true. So he's a mutant as well.
Yeah, and people who apparently look him dead in the face just can't recognize him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because,
he does have quite a few powers.
Yeah. So because of that, for him to go through the whole charade just seems pointless in the end.
Yeah. I can see that. Also, he still has his same last name.
Right.
So, they're gonna find his brother's dead body, assume that his brother is this serial killer, and then go tell the local sheriff, who has the same name as this guy that they think is a serial killer.
Yeah.
There's too many things connecting him to what's actually going on for him to actually get away with this, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, except for the fact that God's got his back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Except for that small little detail.
I mean,
that he's down with GOG.
Everything hinges on that.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, that doesn't make for a very strong story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I did, No, I was going to say that I enjoyed something, but then the more I thought about it, I realized I didn't. Never mind. I was going to say I enjoyed the fact that all of it was real, because I feel like that was truly unexpected. You sort of just assume that he and his dad are crazy, mm-hmm. And all of this stuff is in their head. But then, the fact that it was if it had ended after he kills Powers Booth, mm-hmm. If it had ended at that moment, I would have been like, all right, that's fine. He's a crazy guy. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. But then, yeah, the fact that apparently he really does have, he's able to see demons and God is protecting him and all of this other crazy shit. That was legitimately surprising to me anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because the movie just kept going.
It does go several steps too far, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know, the reveal that, he has these psychic abilities, I might be okay with it. Might.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, it just keeps going and keeps telling us more things, and the more things it tells us, I just, cared less and less.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he is the sheriff of the town where he lives and is married to the receptionist or whatever who is pregnant with his child, all of that is completely unnecessary.
Yep.
None of that needs to be there at all.
No. Yeah.
Unless it's trying to say something about, he became a law officer, but he's really also enforcing God's law. I don't know. I'm really stretching. It's like Detective Jim Corrigan becoming the Spectre. He is able to enforce the laws of man and of God. I don't know.
Sure, but at least
I'm stretching.
Yeah, but with the Spectre, it's at least that's the entire premise.
That's true. Yeah.
Whereas, I don't even know what the premise behind this movie is.
I don't either. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just him luring this guy into a trap.
Yeah. There's a part in the middle where flashback Fenton, runs to the police to snitch on his at this point we just assume crazy dad.
Right. Yeah.
And then the sheriff shows up and is just so ho-hum about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I suspected, and I don't know if this was intentional within the movie or not, but it, made me think that, this is, some sort of thing where he actually knows what's happening and is okay with it because these people are actually bad.
Right.
And he's actually feeding that information to Bill Paxton, and they're in on it together.
That would have been interesting.
But then it goes a step too far.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then he gets murdered for absolutely no reason.
Right. Well, he knew the truth now.
But he didn't.
Well, no, you're right.
Because he didn't believe him. They go to check out the shed, and there's nothing there, so he's just fine. And, crazy kid, blah, blah, blah.
Boys will be boys.
Yep. And then they murder him. Which ruins the good twist that I had in my head.
Yeah. Man, that was a better twist. You should write that movie. Don't release this episode because it'll ruin the twist of the movie that you write.
All right. I gotta think, what's more work? Not releasing this episode and writing a movie, or just releasing this episode?
That's fair. Oh boy. Yeah. The part where Fenton so he gets locked in the cellar or whatever for I don't know how long. I don't remember how long it was.
It said weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he says that he saw God and he finally comes out, and his dad finally lets him out. His dad, by the way, I don't know if you noticed this if you paused it while he was on screen. Bill Paxton's character's name is just Dad.
Yep.
So when you pause it on Amazon Prime, it's Dad Meeks.
Yep. I did catch that, yes.
That made me chuckle.
I think in the credits he's just listed as Dad as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so when they go for Fenton's first kill, and then the target, this supposed demon, is just the most over the top asshole, piece of shit you've ever seen.
Yep.
That felt like okay, we get it. But he's still probably not going to do it, but we get it.
Right. Yeah.
People are demons.
Yeah. It's not a very subtle movie.
It's not.
Like in the first couple scenes where Matthew McConaughey is in Powers Booth's office, and he keeps asking questions about his mom's picture on his desk.
Mm-hmm.
It's so not subtle.
Yeah.
That, I spent the entire time waiting for that to come back around.
Right. Yeah.
And it did.
It did.
In one of the 39 twists.
Right. Something that just occurred to me is that Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, so they touch people and they're able to see the evil deeds that they've committed. That is the same thing that Bruce Willis's character David Dunn does in Unbreakable.
Oh, yeah.
So, is this part of the split universe? Is it a secret crossover? Because those are superhero movies as well.
Maybe. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I think Unbreakable had come out before this.
It had, yeah. It came out a year before.
Yeah. So, hey, you may be onto something.
Yeah, this is my headcanon.
I like
Mr. Glass orchestrated everything.
So, I've been watching a lot of Supernatural lately.
Okay.
And there is a ton of stuff in this movie that kept reminding me of Supernatural.
I can see that.
Just, two brothers, sometimes at odds with each other. An overbearing dad with a mission. Angels, demons, etc.
Right.
Just a lot of callbacks to a different thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
That hadn't happened yet.
See some parallels.
Yeah.
No, I think Supernatural was in its 5th season when this movie came out.
It was not.
I know.
Yeah.
It's on season 37 now.
I am up to season 6 at this point.
Wow, you're making short work.
Yeah. They're easily digestible.
That's true.
Yeah. And, enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I saw one episode that was like, I think there were PAs on a movie set.
Oh, yeah.
And like the movie was some like Evil Dead-esque thing. And that was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I enjoyed
that
one a lot.
With Mick G as the director.
Oh, I didn't realize he directed that. Or was he in the episode?
There was a character named Mick G who was directing that movie. Yes.
Amazing.
Yep.
Also, I think, didn't Ben Acker and Ben Blacker work on that show too?
I'm not sure. I know Ben Edlund is an executive producer and wrote a ton of episodes.
Gotcha.
He of Tick fame.
Yeah, I feel like Acker and Blacker at some point were writers on that show as well.
I could see that. There's there's a sense of humor to the show.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if a sense of humor would have helped Frailty at all, but couldn't have hurt, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this movie is a straight over the plate serious drama.
Yep. It takes itself so seriously.
It really does.
I don't know, the very opening flashback of the two kids walking home, that might be the lightest thing in this movie.
I think you're right, yeah. Or like the scene where they're talking about the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
And Fenton's friend is like, man, I really want to see Daisy Duke's tits. and then Adam is like, oh, you said tits. Like, that made me laugh.
Yeah, that was enjoyable.
There was an unintentional laugh that I got later in the movie. It's after they take Fenton out of the hidey hole, and he's telling him about how he saw God. And Adam says, quote, "It's not fair. All I've seen are demons, and he gets to see God." That made me laugh out loud. Because Jesus Christ.
No, it was demons.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was not great. But you know what? I absolutely see a whiny, psychotic kid, saying that.
It's absolutely, yeah.
Oh boy. So I guess we should just kind of briefly talk about the plot.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So Matthew McConaughey is telling this FBI agent who is investigating these murders that he knows who the killer is, and then regales the time when his father started killing people because he thought they were demons.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is really it.
And then,
like 80% of the movie is flashback of Matthew McConaughey's story.
Yep. And then we get unnecessary twists and turns and endings.
Yeah.
That keep going.
Did we cover all of the twists? I think we did.
Most of them for sure, yeah. I mean, it's honestly hard to keep track of, all the various, the fine details of them.
Right.
Such as, Fenton leaving notes to catch Adam or something.
but then, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're both serial killers.
Well, I think Fenton only killed their dad, right?
No, because he was actually a serial killer.
Wait, what?
I believe he was actually a serial killer, and he was just burying the bodies in his basement. Because
what?
Adam was burying them in the rose garden.
Okay.
Because that's where the angels told him to do that.
I guess I thought that Adam had planted stuff in Fenton's basement to implicate Fenton as the God's Hand killer and avert suspicion from himself, even though there was no suspicion on him to begin with.
That it could go both ways.
It's super convoluted, and it's not real clear.
Nope. But yeah, the reading I got was that they both were serial killers.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that Fenton, the real Fenton, was trying to implicate Adam, and that's why the first person he killed, he left the body out with a note.
Oh.
And then...
What?
For everyone else that he killed, he just left the note and took the bodies.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Alright. Frailty. I believe you.
I mean, again, your reading is also pretty valid because this movie, it's not one of those we're playing it vague kind of things. It is just poorly put together.
Yeah. No, I think I hadn't even considered the notes thing because that's mentioned at the beginning and then never touched on again until towards the end.
Right.
And I just didn't put it together. But yeah, no, that in terms of the logic of this movie, that makes total sense.
So yeah, not great.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
Yeah, I guess.
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like Bill Paxton in it.
Yeah. I thought McConaughey was fine.
Yeah. I like Powers Booth too.
Yeah.
That's I think more nostalgia for me. Back in the mid '80s, he was on a Philip Marlowe TV show that my dad and I used to watch.
That's awesome.
It was HBO before it was truly HBO.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I just have fond memories of watching him as Philip Marlowe.
Nice.
Yeah, Frailty. It's, I mean, The majority of the world thinks it's a great movie, so, I guess don't listen to us.
Your mileage may vary.
Yep.
Oh, what is bringing you joy this week?
Last Sunday, my dear baby cat got to meet his first person.
Ooh.
Other than me. And our good friend Jason came over to the house, and we had a drawing night.
That's awesome.
For the first time since February.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He brought a pizza, and we watched, unfortunately, Glenn Danzig's movie.
Wait, so was that the second time you watched it?
Yep.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah. It is not as fun a second time. At least not that close in proximity to each other.
Yeah, that's a little too recent.
Yep. Which is kind of funny because the last time that he did come over, we watched Fateful Findings.
Was that your second time watching Fateful Findings as well?
Yeah.
Of course it was. Oh. You make good choices.
Yes, I do.
Oh, boy.
What's bringing you joy?
Not Big Brother right now.
Oh. Did it have a falling out?
No, it's the current season. All of the players that are left, I don't really like any of them.
All right.
Like they voted out all of the good people, and now it's all just the shitty assholes. And then the season that we just finished was somewhat similar. Like the worst person on the show won the season. So I was just like, fuck this nonsense. But what's bringing me joy is I may have mentioned last week that I've been customizing action figures again. Mm-hmm. And I finished one. I finished Mento from the Doom Patrol.
Nice.
He was pretty close to done. I just had a couple little tweaks that I wanted to do on him over the weekend, and I was able to finish that. So it's just nice to accomplish something sometimes.
I get it.
And I feel like I accomplished something there, so...
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I actually finished him earlier today.
Okay. You sent me a picture a couple days ago of where your progress was, and it looks really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he like I said, was almost done at that point, just needed a couple little things, but those little things really pulled him together, I think.
That's awesome. I look forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture when we're done here.
Sweet. All right.
And then I've got a few others that I've got. Like I had a bunch that I had started. Like when I was in high school, I started these, and I never finished. Yeah, I've been holding on to these half-finished custom Superpowers figures for a long time. So I'm working my way through finishing those, and that's been a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Just a nice little distraction and sort of a creative outlet.
I know I inadvertently suggested one to you last week. I don't know if it was on the show or not, but you actually started progress on that too.
I did, yeah. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
right.
So that's what I got.
Well, that's awesome. So you got a movie for us to watch?
I do. I'm hoping you haven't seen it.
Okay.
I am still sort of...
If it's fucking terrible, I probably have.
I don't think it's fucking terrible.
All right.
I know it won Oscars when it came out.
Oh, well then I definitely haven't.
It's Citizen Kane. No.
I haven't.
Have you not seen Citizen Kane?
I have not, no.
Awesome.
I know. It's already been spoiled for me though.
The spoiler is not the reason to watch that movie. Honestly,
all right.
Technically, it's marvelous. Just given bearing in mind what year it was made, and then the things that they were able to do in it. It's just really cool. It's worth watching at least once, I would say.
All right. Yeah.
But this is an older movie.
Okay.
It's from 1944.
Alrighty.
It's a movie that I've wanted to watch for a while, and no one will tell me otherwise, no matter how hard they try. It's called Gaslight.
Okay. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's actually the movie that is the inspiration for the term gaslighting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it stars Charles Boyer and Ingrid Bergman and Joseph Cotton.
All right. I know two of those people.
Yeah, I've never heard of Charles Boyer either. I assume that's the person you didn't know.
Yep.
He's first on the poster, so.
All right.
But it's a movie that I've wanted to watch for a long time and just never gotten around to it. So,
all right, well,
figured we'd watch it now.
What platform is it on?
It's on Hoopla.
Okay, so probably not going away.
Probably not.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed.
I think it's public domain, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I am now super paranoid about every pick I make.
It was on Hoopla as of last night, so...
Okay, then. All right, Gaslight.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
I do too.
All right, then.
All right, well, we will talk about that next week.
Sounds good.
All right, see you then.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.